Yo, yo, yo. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a special edition of the Friday Podcast with your host, Mr. Chris Chaos in the building. It is New Year's Eve. This is Saturday. Probably dropping this episode New Year's Day, so it's probably a couple days late. But it is what it is. Very close to Friday. Still Friday vibes. After all, it's New Year's Eve, not the Friday of the year. Whoa. Very interesting. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and dogs, raccoons, possums, foxes, hawks. Feeling better than I was last time, but still, trying to get all this shit out of me. The sick shit. Life is good, brothers and sisters. Life is incredible. So what's been going on? I'm trying to see, do I got anything to catch y'all up on? I'm not really prepared to do Ninja Turtles. I'm doing this one kind of at the drop of a dime. Shout out to Water. Love it. Shout out to friends, family, fans, people we look up to. Well, this whole page is done. All right, let's see this one. Whoa. Number 1666. For the 3,000 questions about me. Let's see, what's your favorite love song? Oh, man. There's so many good love songs, guys. Definitely Run DMC, We Should Get Married, but like the remix. With Jagged Edge. Yeah, that's the one, I think. We Should Get Married. Or it's 112, or it's Casey and JoJo. Casey and JoJo got some hits. Some love hits. Usher had some good one back in the day where one of my favorites was like the You Got It Bad song. You got it bad. When you're on the phone, hang up and you call right back. Yeah, that hoe was hard in the bitch. What else? Love songs. I made a couple love songs. One was called Gangster in Love. The other one was called... It's called Girl. Or Baby Girl or something like that. BBG or some shit. Because it was on the beat of the Paul Wall song. The girl, I'll be in trouble if you left me now. Yeah, I did one on that one. What's another good song? That song. I mean, there's so many, but there's not a lot of new love songs that are tight. Pardon me, ladies and gentlemen. Can't think of any more of those songs. But I know there's a lot. Do you think what a person tells a priest should be confidential, even if it's a crime? Well, no. Hell no. Hell to the nizzle. But we all know there's some priests out there telling other priests some wild shit. And I know not all priests are the same. What is your favorite mythical creature beginning with the letter U? Bro, you're only leaving unicorn available. Kitty. I mean, what other animals start with a fucking U that are mythical creatures besides unicorn? That's the stupidest question. It should just say, what's your favorite mythical creature? And then I could have said Gryffindor or what are they called, griffins? The lion with the wings, or a fucking Pegasus. Pegasus has always been one of my favorites. Probably because I live in Dallas and we used to have a Pegasus sign in the skyline. And then it's just way better than a fucking unicorn. And then that weird Cartoon Network unicorn thing that they had that one time where the little kid was like jacking off, and it was like, that's it. Unicorns just ain't it, bro. It's all about the Pegasus. How many concerts have you attended in your life so far, and which was the best? So I went to Jay-Z, 21 Pilots. 21 Pilots, I didn't really get to enjoy it, but my son did, so that was fun. But then we parked. I had a park so far. So I went late to the concert because I didn't really want to go to the concert. It was a work night. I was tired from work, and I was like, yo, I gotta reset, and then I gotta go out, and then I'll go. So I'll meet y'all there. And then, so I did, but I parked so fucking far. I didn't realize how far I parked, and so I walked up, and I was like, damn, this is fucking far. But I was such an asshole, too. I was telling my dad, like, man, this was hard parking. He's just trying to do something nice. And I was an asshole. But, so I walked, and I got there, and I didn't find them, and I was having such anxiety that I self-induced anxiety, now that I think about it. I mean, it was a combination, you know, like, I was just like, I do not want to go to this fucking concert. I should have wanted to because my son wanted to go. He was smaller. His mom had taken him one time before to see 21 Pilots. And this would be the second time. And so there was like they were sitting somewhere else. Because I think they knew somebody else that was going. So I sat down for a little bit by myself, and then I just gave up trying to find him. And I was like, yo, whenever he's ready, we can go. I feel so sad about it now. This is so whack of me. And so eventually he texted me, and he was like, yo, I'm ready. And then this very nice lady who worked there, she was like, oh, I could have, figured out how to get you over there. And I was like, it's all good. He was with his mom, and even then, I should still win. Now that I think about it, I was being an asshole. Such a baby for so long. I wish I would have realized it. I still do baby shit sometimes, man, but I think I can at least... I think if that would have happened now, I would have been like, fuck it, I'm gonna find... Like, I don't get as embarrassed anymore. I think that's a young man thing. That kind of anxiety of embarrassment, I don't really get that anymore, especially in public, when I don't know anybody. Yeah, so then, whenever he was ready, we left, and then it just took so long to get there, and it was like it just seemed longer of a walk than it was. So... it was such a great time. But it's a story, and it's a lesson. It's a lesson now that I look back on it, to stop being such a baby. When I was a kid, I went to a K104 concert, which I've talked about probably several times. Ludacris was there. He was the only one I really remember. He was one of my favorite rappers at the time. And it was funny because he was doing stick 'em up, and everyone was like, everybody put your middle fingers up. And my homeboy's mom was nearby, so we kind of like did it a little bit, but we couldn't really do it too much. And then at some point, the crowd started running because somebody had a knife or something, supposedly. So we ran this way, and then we ran this way, and then it was chill after that. Because it was on grass. It was like outside. I think it was in Fair Park. So there wasn't like seats like American Airlines Center. I also went to the Jay-Z concert because of a free ticket I got. I've never really been a big Jay-Z fan. Although when I was younger, I did like Jay-Z. I liked some of his tracks. I had Hard Knock Life. I had what's it called? The Blueprint. You know what I'm saying? But it was very interesting. It was interesting vibes when you go up in there. It was cool. We were like smoking up in there, but when they turn all the lights red and they tell everybody to put your hands up and shit, and they start doing like, it's like, whoa, this is Illuminati. Just kidding. Or am I? All right, that's pretty good. I only did 4 fucking questions, but that's not bad. Those are good questions. All right, moving on. So, this week, angel number 262. 262. Sunsigns.org says, 2 is, in numerology, 2 is about working jointly to achieve your set goals. Stability and having a solid foundation will help you hold on to those times when you are shaken. Number 6 talks about love, family, and friendship. It also implies owning something, either material possession or financial wealth. The Secret of the Tarot.com says that 262 warns you against neglecting your parents and mentors. They are your elders, and they deserve your love, respect, care, and support. Additionally, this angelic sign encourages you to create harmony and balance in your life. You need peace of mind so that you can keep your goals and dreams in focus. Ministryofnumerology.com says that 262 combines 2 powerful numbers, 2 and 6. The 2 represents balance, harmony, peace, duality, and partnership. The number 6 on its own represents luck, success, abundance, stability, and responsibility. When combined with the angel number 262, these energies become amplified. They symbolize optimism and growth in your life. AngelManifest.com says that 262 symbolizes your innate kindness and compassion. You receive rewards and chances with effort and patience. Your fate needs you to develop tolerant, comforting, and willing connections. A successful partnership with other individuals is of crucial importance to you. AngelNumbersMeaning.com says that 262 indicates your natural goodness and highly developed sensitivity. Rewards and opportunities come to you with the help of perseverance and patience. Your destiny requires you to nurture your relationships tolerantly, reassuringly, and willingly. Of vital importance to you is a success. Is a collaboration you have with other people. That's a weird sentence. JoyNumber.com says that it means your refusal to accept the good that can occur suddenly and seemingly without cause is the source of all your issues. When the numbers 2 through 6 appear in your field of vision, this is an indication. If you don't learn to believe in your luck, no opportunity will ever be good enough for you. Ooh, that's heavy, my friends. All right, so the dream meaning of the week. I've had these a few times throughout my life, even before I even visited one. And it's exploring a mansion in your dream. So dreamsdirectory.com says that dreams about exploring a mansion is a clue for life, humanity, and science. Perhaps a person is doing something suspicious or doing something exceptionally well. You have the gift of making any difficult situation look easy. The dream signals a transcendence into a realm of higher consciousness. You are feeling good about something you said or did. Oh, it's not too fucking. It's probably louder than a bitch, man. Dreamsopedia.com says that dream about exploring a mansion is a signal for seduction and sensuality. Ooh. As well as fear and death. You want to be unique and different from everybody else. You are feeling stimulated mentally. Your dream is a clue for movement between various levels of consciousness. Keep your sight on the main goal. DreamAboutMeaning.com says that dream about exploring a mansion denotes your deep and intimate connection with God. You have a lot to learn about a relationship. You are receiving a message. This dream denotes an important lesson that you can only learn from your parents or from some aspect of your home life. You deserve a sweet reward for a job well done. Last but not least, vodreams.com says the dream of meaning of exploring of a mansion means it's about learning to drive, signifies acceptance, growth, inspiration, and freeness. You have to make a tough decision. You want to rekindle some relationship. This signifies things that you are tacking onto your schedule. If you are feeling inhibited but desire to be more outgoing and energetic. Damn, that was a deep one. All right, let's see. Shout out to Clean Cause Energy for sure. Let's take a break real quick. Be right back, baby. All right, I'm gonna try to drop this in 30 minutes, baby. Let's see what happens. MSN.com. Science news. Psych. Anxiety news. An experimental study in China used electroencephalographic imaging and brain activity patterns known as event-related potentials to compare the memory processes related to a certain words in high and low anxiety students. I think this is the importance of words, like spelling, you know what I mean? Like it's magic. Results indicated that social anxiety modulates the effect of recognition memory for social threat words. The study was published in Biological Psychology. So social anxiety involves fear and avoidance of scrutiny from others in social interactions. After events where they were scrutinized by others, persons high in social anxiety spend a lot of time thinking about the event. And they also think a lot about negative context, from their past encounters with others. These thoughts are often intrusive and persistent with very vivid details of what the person perceives as humiliation. They are typically quite distressing. Previous research indicates that socially anxious persons might be processing memories and stimuli related to what they perceive as social threats differently than people with lower levels of social anxiety. Socially anxious people tend to pay special attention to what they see as social threats and remember them better and much more elaborately. In this way, social anxiety impairs an individual's focus as the person devotes his or her attention to threat stimuli, tending to disregard any other relevant contents in the interaction it participates in. So they're saying it's fucking with their memory. Aiming to study the effects of social anxiety on memory, Jian King, I should have did research this time, but I just do this in a rush. Jian King Cao and her colleagues conducted a study in which they compared how students high and low in social anxiety differ when tasked with memorizing neutral and social threat words. They asked a group of 348 undergraduate students to complete a social anxiety assessment. From the group, they selected those with very high and very low social anxiety scores. Total of 61 students, 31 and 30 respectively. Both groups consisted mostly of female students, over 80%, but male-female ratios were similar in the high anxiety and low anxiety groups. The researchers used a group of 562 character Chinese words, 140 neutral, and 420 social threat words for a task in which sets of words were first presented to study participants, thus giving them a chance to memorize the words. This was the so-called encoding phase of the procedure. In the next test phase of the procedure, participants were again shown words and asked to respond as quickly as possible whether the word shown to them was in the set from the previous phase or not. The researchers recorded the time it took participants to respond, or reaction time, and their accuracy, number of correct answers. They continuously recorded electroencephalographic data from participants' brains using an electrode cap with the sample rate of 500 hertz, the memory task. 2 additional sets of electrodes were used to record the activity of eye-related nerves, i.e., make vertical and horizontal electroaugulograms. These electrodes were attached above and below the left eye of the participant and also besides the 2 eyes. Results showed some differences between how quick and accurate participants on average were in recognizing old versus new words and also neutral and social threat words. However, no differences between the high anxiety and low anxiety groups were obtained with regards to performance on the recognition task, i.e., their reaction times and accuracy were roughly equal. So even if you have anxiety or no anxiety, your memory, it doesn't, interesting. On the other hand, event-related potentials captured through electroencephalographic recordings show somewhat different patterns in the low anxiety group when so it did change. In the low anxiety group, when recognizing threat words that were presented in the encoding phase and those that were not. Quote, although no significant group differences, high social anxiety versus low social anxiety, were found in recognition memory performance for target and distracted words, the event-related potential data showed that social anxiety modulates the effect of recognition memory for social threat words, the study authors conclude. The study findings contribute to the existing knowledge of neural processing of social threats of people with different anxiety levels. However, it should be taken into account that most of the participants were females and that it is difficult to draw precise inferences about functional activity on brain structures from electroencephalographic recordings only. The paper, The Effects of Social Anxiety and Recognition Memory for Social Threat Words, an ERP study, was authored by Jian Qin Cao, Feng Si, Xiaohuan Li, Chunyan Yo, and Xiaodong Yu. Boom! Alright. Movie of the week. I've been watching a lot of movies since I've been on vacation and I was sick and staying home and being a hermit. One of the movies that I saw for free on YouTube Premium, shout out to YouTube, was this movie called Are You Here? It was dope. Also known as You Are Here. It's a 2013 American comedy drama film written and directed by Matthew Weiner. The film stars Owen Wilson, Zach Galifianakis, and Amy Poehler. The plot follows a bipolar man who inherits his estranged father's fortune and must then battle his sister in court for it while simultaneously battling his psychological issues. The film premiered on September 7, 2013 at the Toronto International Film Festival under the title You Are Here and released in the United States on August 22, 2014. In November of 2009, it was announced that Matthew Weiner would direct the film starring Jennifer Aniston, Bradley Cooper, and Zach Galifianakis. Galifianakis remained cast in the movie. I'm sure I'm saying his name wrong. I'm so sorry if that offends you. I love you. Due to scheduling conflicts, Aniston and Cooper were replaced by Amy Poehler and Owen Wilson. And I think that made the film so much better. Because if it would have been Bradley Cooper and Aniston, I don't think it would have been as good. Because it felt like a low-budget film, and that's why it felt more real. Filming began on May 7, 2012 in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. On Rotten Tomatoes, the film has an approval rating of 8% based on reviews from 50 critics with an average rating of 3.5 out of 10 haters. Because it was so positive. The site's critical consensus read, given the amount of talent assembled on both sides of the camera, Are You Here falls bewilderingly flat. Because they want this blockbuster movie, but that's not what movies are always supposed to be. On Metacritic, the film has a weighted average score of 37 out of 100 based on reviews from 23 critics indicating generally unfavorable reviews, blah, blah, blah. The film received a grade C from the AV Club writer Ignatiy Vishnevetsky, who commented on its bland stylistic choices but praised Weiner's ability to get good performances from its actors. Yo, it's a great film. It's a good film about mental health. It's a great film about family. It's a great commentary on the difference of old school style living and new school style living. You know, and I think Poehler plays it great, and so does Wilson and Galifianakis and everybody else. All the other supporting actors played the stepmom. It's a fire. It's dope. 5 stars. All right, moving on, because I got to go record the iPod. The other day I went outside. Actually, I'm going to put socks on while I say this at the same time. So the other day, I went outside for the first time in a long time in the backyard, right? Because I was feeling better. As soon as I stepped back there, a beautiful bird flew by. Now, this bird was big, right? And it had white stripes on its wings. Because of its size, I knew it wasn't a mockingbird, because mockingbirds have those or gray doves, mockingbirds. There's a couple of birds that have those stripes, but it was way bigger than that. I knew that it was a falcon or a hawk, so I looked it up. Apparently, now there's sports teams named after them, but apparently I'm putting on my shoes and shit. So I can just run out the door. So apparently, there's such a thing as a nighthawk, right? And that's what the fuck I saw. And it was dope. So, spiritanimals-and-symbolism.com says, in Far Eastern cultures, nighthawks are generally seen as good luck symbols. They are often associated with happiness, prosperity, and long life. Additionally, they are thought to be bringers of good news. Nighthawks are also associated with the sun and the moon, and I saw it in the daytime. In some cultures, they are seen as symbols of supernatural power. Spirit-animals.com says in this case, because it's just like a little, this is whatever I see on the Google page or DuckDuckGo. In this case, the nighthawk symbolism reminds, and this is from spirit-animals.com, so you can check it out for further detail if you would like. Nighthawk symbolism reminds you to use your wits to solve an issue or attain your objectives. In other words, you were born with a unique combination of feelings and intelligence, and these can be potent sources of motivation to take action. Antiflow.com says that those who have Nighthawk power ability to rest, who have Nighthawk power, sorry, I'm nervous because I'm trying to rush and I shouldn't, have the ability to rest when others are not able to rest. This is because they can plan their work well to give them ample time to rest. It also symbolizes time, consciousness, and consistency. If we are time conscious, we work at a pace reasonable to us that enables us to finish and even rest. Artofawakening.life says the nighthawk feeds with ease simply by swooping through the air and opening its wide mouth to scoop up insects. What a wonderful symbol of abundance. Nighthawk teaches us that abundance results from two mindsets: taking action and opening oneself to receiving the goods. Very interesting. Very very synchronicious. All right. This might be a short episode, but we do have the badass woman in her. I mean, we got it all, baby. We did it all. We did it very fast, too. This might be short because it's, New Year's Eve or whatnot. But it is here. All right. We're going to take a break so I can find out how to say the name correctly, all right? My internet's not working so good, so I'm just going to be ignorant. This is a badass woman in her history. Cuchulainn, circa 1260 to about 1306, also known as Agarn, or Ayurug, or Kotal to Sagan, or, Ayaru, which translates to moonlight, was a Mongol noblewoman and wrestler, the most famous daughter of Ketu, the cousin of Kublai Khan. Fuck, I'm not pronouncing any of these right, and I feel so bad. But I gotta do this so fast. Next time, guys, or maybe people like me mispronouncing it. Her father was most pleased by her abilities, and she accompanied him on military campaigns. Both Marco Polo and Rashid al-Din Hamadani wrote accounts of their encounters with her. Interesting, Marco Polo. Cuchulainn was born about 1260. By 1280, her father Ketu became the most powerful ruler of Central Asia, reigning in the realms from Western Mongolia to Oxus, and from the Central Siberian Plateau to India. Marco Polo described Cuchulainn as a superb warrior, one who could ride into enemy ranks and snatch a captive as easily as a hawk catches a chicken. She assisted her father in many battles, particularly against the Yuan dynasty of her cousin, the great Khan, Kublai. Cuchulainn insisted that any man who wished to marry her must defeat her in wrestling. Winning horses from competitions and the wagers of would-be suitors, it is said that she gathered a herd numbering 10,000. Sources vary about her husband's identity. Some chronicles say her husband was a handsome man who failed to assassinate her father and was taken prisoner. Others refer to him as Ketu's companion from the Koros clan. Rashid al-Din wrote that Cthulhu fell in love with Ghazan, Mongol ruler in Persia. I'm sure they all fell in love with her as well. Of all Ketu's children, Cthulhu was the favorite and the one from whom he sought most advice and political support. According to some accounts, he tried to name her as his successor to the Khanate before he died in 1301. However, his choice was declined due to her male relatives. When Ketu died, Cthulhu guarded his tomb with the assistance of her brother Horus. She was challenged by her other brothers, including Chapar and relative Dua, because she resisted their secession. She died in 1306. Cthulhu is thought to be the basis for the character of Turandat, who has been the subject of a number of Western works. While in Mongol culture she is remembered as a famous athlete and warrior, in Western artistic adaptations she is depicted as a proud woman who finally succumbs to love. Francois Petit de la Croix's 1710 Book of Asian Tales and Fables contains a story in which Cthulhu is called Turandat, a Persian word meaning Central Asian daughter. And this is 19-year-old daughter, and is the 19-year-old daughter of Altun Khan, the Mongol Emperor of China. In Petit de la Croix's story, however, she does not wrestle her suitors, and they do not wager horses. Rather, she has them answer the 3 riddles, and they are executed if they cannot solve them. Of course, he wants it to be that. Carlo Gozzi wrote his own version 50 years later, a stage play in which she was a tigerish woman of unrelenting pride. Friedrich Schiller translated and adapted the play into German as Turandat, Prinzessin von China, in 1801. The most famous version of Turandat is Giacomo Puccini's operatic version, which he was working on when he died in 1924. There are many stories and novels about Cthulhu presented by Mongolian writers such as Kotalan by Perev Sanj, Ketu's Wonderful Daughter Cthulhu by Janchiborju, Cthulhu the Sound. All right. The Story of Ketu Khan, sorry guys, and by something such, and Princess Cthulhu. So there's a lot of literature about her. She's portrayed by Claudia Kim in the Netflix series Marco Polo. Oh, I might just watch it just for that, just for her. Cthulhu was the name chosen for a popular racehorse in Australia, which was bought by grand syndicates and eventually won $500,000 in prize money. On December 3rd, 2021, Shooter Productions and VU Broadcasting released the film Princess Cthulhu. The movie is based on the novel Kodal Tsagan Guns by Mongolian author Batasarin Shutersetseg and takes place during the Yuan Dynasty. Actress Tuxedo Munkabat played the star role. Interesting. I butchered the shit out of that. And I'm very sorry I didn't have time to do much research. My beautiful family. Let me try to bust some soul real quick before I go. Because I got the homies waiting. Wait, let me stand up so my butt's not. Yo. I'm still getting ready. Flow so deadly. Brain like confetti. After I get through with you and your crew. Man, what it do? Steady rockin' blue, but also stalking red. I'ma leave you dead. Man, fuck the Fed. We gon' get this bread. Haters talk shit, but they can't back it up. And I'ma pull the clip. You gon' pack it up. Hater, what's the deal? About to pop a pill, cause I'm trying to chill. Man, what's the deal? Man, I'm so ill. Every time I drop a rhyme, man, I for sure I kill. I fucked up that time, but I get back on the deal. I keep it real, and I don't steal, but I chill. I keep it 100, man. I stay gunning, man. I'm flowing 100 grand. Like the $100, man, hold up. All right, guys, I gotta go. I love y'all. See y'all next time. It'll be a better episode. Peace.